Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today I had a request to share my Louis Vuitton perfume collection, and I have 5 full bottles to share with you today. I also have a few samples of ones that are on my list to potentially get. So if you're interested in seeing my Louis Vuitton perfume collection, I know many people told me they're not able to go to the store to smell and that this would be helpful for them. So if that is the case and you are interested in seeing my Louis Vuitton perfume collection, as well as just giving you a little sniff of a few of the samples I have, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, it seems like there is a lot of interest in Louis Vuitton fragrances right now. I recently just got the beautiful Symphony for my birthday. I have been on the hunt for my perfect, fresh, clean fragrance, and this was one that I just completely fell in love with. So we're gonna go ahead and start with this one because I literally love it so much that this is like my new signature scent. I am somebody who has lots of perfumes, but this is the one that I just cannot seem to stop reaching for. This is a very simple perfume, meaning that the notes that are listed in here are grapefruit, bergamot, and ginger. And I think that is part of the beauty of this fragrance, is that it is just simply blended to perfection. I think that's where the beauty lies in this fragrance, is that it is simple, but it smells fresh. It smells rich. It smells luxurious. This is very addictive. So I actually went into the Louis Vuitton store to try out the newly released Sun Song. And then a couple came into the store and they sprayed on Symphony, and I was like, uh-oh, what is that? It just smelled so freaking incredible, so fresh, very inviting. So I went over and I sprayed it on my skin because I was like, whatever that is, I'm kind of like want to know more about it. And once I had it on my skin, I could not stop smelling like where I had put it on. It just smelled so fresh, so incredible. This is like a major crowd pleaser. Again, there's something about the simplicity of this that makes it incredible. Now, I did not actually purchase that day. I actually left the store and I immediately got asked by somebody what I was wearing. So already I was like thoroughly enjoying the scent cloud that Symphony was giving me, and then to have somebody already like right off the bat ask me what I was wearing, I was like, ooh, I hate to tell you, but it's this really expensive Louis Vuitton perfume. There is just something that is very radiant, very sparkly, very effervescent, very addictive, and I personally have been on the hunt for like the perfect, like my clean girl aesthetic perfume, and I had really been focusing on those sort of clean musk scents. Some of those tend to go a little bit into that clean laundry genre, or kind of that soapy, clean, fresh. This is what I discovered, is that the fresh that I was looking for must be this citrusy, kind of effervescent, happy, radiant, fresh fragrance, because on myself it just smells fresh and clean, but it is not exactly like squeaky clean like soap. It's not really in the laundry camp either. I would say that this, if anything, would be more of like a luxurious body lotion maybe. This truly smells luxurious, but in the best way possible. Like, it just makes me smile when I wear it. This is very refreshing. It is airy, it is radiant, it is sparkling, and yes, this is way expensive. I'm not telling anybody to run out and get this. For myself, this was a birthday present. I'm always going to remember my 57th birthday along with Symphony because I just completely got addicted to this perfume. And to be honest with you, what really sold me was this is from their Les Extraits collection, and these are the ones that have the artistic caps. These were created by the world-renowned architect Frank Gehry, and the sculptural cap is supposed to be sort of the airy imaginary flower. So let me give you a little close-up of the bottle right here. I also want to mention that Louis Vuitton sprayers are like amazing. I know that sounds silly, but as somebody who has a lot of perfume, these just come out in the best like spray. But this perfume has extreme longevity. It literally lasted on my skin like all day long, and then it particularly lasts on clothes. What sold me was I left the store. I was having kind of this like, oh my gosh, I'm addicted to this perfume. It smells so good. I had a stranger ask me what I was wearing. I came home. My husband asked me what I had on. He was like, that smells incredible. He also likes this scent. So this truly is like a unisex fragrance. And for those of you who know me, I tend to gravitate towards more feminine leaning fragrances. I do think this one has a slight feminine lean to it, but that's just my own, or at least the way that it wears on me. I had not only sprayed it on my skin, but I got some on the blouse that I was wearing at the store, and I had walked into my bedroom the next day and I was wondering why my bedroom smelled so incredible. I was like, what smells so good in here? I went over, I was hanging up my shirt and I was like smelling it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is Symphony. So on your clothing, it is going to last, I mean, I want to say a few days. That's how good this shirt smelled, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to go get this one. I'm just like obsessed with this scent. And since picking this up, I've had a few more instances of when I have walked into a store, having a woman come up to me, tell me that I smell incredible, wanting to know what I wear. I also got confirmation from when I walked in to get my hair done, and my hairstylist was like, girl, what are you wearing? You smell like rich, you smell so fresh. He loved it so much that he was gonna go get himself a bottle. That's how it has this addictive quality to it, and I truly think that why it is so addictive is the longevity, and I truly think the beauty of this fragrance is the simplicity of it. I love those notes, that grapefruit, bergamot, and ginger, and I've noticed that I really like the note of ginger in perfume. It adds a really nice spice to it, but it is just not too overwhelming. This is just blended to perfection because it really is that addictive, and I literally have not wanted to wear anything else but Symphony since I picked it up, and that is huge for someone like myself who does perfume reviews and has an extensive collection. So we're just starting off with my number one Louis Vuitton, and that is Symphony. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is the gorgeous, this is Atra-Reves, and this one I could not resist. Number one, I picked up one of the kind of limited edition bottles, and this had been a scent that I had wanted to pick up ever since Louis Vuitton had launched. This was one of the ones that I kept on going back to, and this one I describe to people as the Louis Vuitton's version of Coco Mademoiselle. And I think one of the things that the perfumer Jacques Cavalier Bellatrude does really well is citrus. Like, I feel like their whole line has this beautiful citrus DNA. I think either you sort of love it or maybe you don't. I know many people who are just not attracted at all to Louis Vuitton perfumes. I think a lot of them are very citrusy. And to me, I was a little worried that the scent was going to be too young smelling because it has a slight, very slight DNA of like Coco Mademoiselle, but I used to wear that back in the day, so I do love that scent. But let me give you the notes first, because this one has top notes of lychee in here. And I will say, like, when I first sprayed this out, I felt like it was a slight screechiness to it. Like, I was like, ooh, do I like this or not? Then it also has bergamot and ginger, and maybe that's it. He might do ginger like so well, because that is what makes this one I'm addicted to as well. In the middle notes, you have peony, Turkish rose, and cacao, and then in the base you have patchouli. And this scent is basically like my Pretty in Pink scent. This is, again, not earth-shattering. You've smelled similar things to this, but it is basically like Louis Vuitton's version of that kind of mass appealing perfume scent that is just really beautiful. The dry down on my particular skin is my favorite. After I get over the initial, like, there's just a slight screechiness that I was like, oh, but once that dries down, it is just a really beautiful sort of lush floral fragrance. I am somebody who loves floral, so this is in my genre. The patchouli in here has this addictive quality. I think the difference in this one is that it's got that interesting lychee in the opening, and then it's got this slight gourmand touch with the cacao. It is super feminine. This is definitely for those of you that are attracted to feminine fragrances. It is floral, it is pink, it's got rose and peony in here, so I would definitely categorize this as like a hyper feminine scent. It's also a little bit sweet, it's a little bit powdery, and then it's also got a freshness from that clean patchouli. This has been compared to Delina from Perfumes de Marly, probably because of that little lychee note. I can see that comparison, meaning this is just a really beautiful, Pretty in Pink fragrance. I think of Delina in that same way, hyper feminine. You feel pretty, you feel beautiful. It really is just a gorgeous scent. I could totally see this as a signature scent for someone. Again, this is not a groundbreaking scent. What I would say is, if you like Coco Mademoiselle, if you like Delina, but those are not exactly what you're looking for, you may want to get your nose on this one. I think that the ginger note in here kind of spices this up. I think that touch of cacao, along with that citrus DNA that Louis Vuitton is known for, might be just the difference you are looking. Okay, the next one I have is new to my collection, and this is Etoile Filante, and this one was kind of a surprise hit for me, but when I was in store smelling the whole line, I kept on coming back to this Etoile Filante one, and it is, and that is because it reminded me of strawberry champagne shampoo. And I know that might be a big turnoff already for many of you. I am somebody who is attracted to soapy scents and shampoo scents. Like, sometimes I just want to smell like really good shampoo. And I grew up in the 80s, 90s. I feel like we dominated the fruity shampoo kind of genre. Like that was what we all loved. And this smells very luxurious, very elegant. So I don't want you to get the wrong idea. But if you are somebody like myself who enjoys scents that have that sort of shampoo-y note in it, meaning it's clean, it's a fruity floral, but you like that sort of clean note, that shampoo note in it. The other one that I think of as shampoo that is just a very elegant fragrance is Beige from Chanel. That one completely reminds me of Johnson's Baby Shampoo. That one I adore, and I say that in the best way possible. So I'm not knocking that at all by saying that, but if that is something you're attracted to as well, I feel like you might want to get your nose on this scent. Now, this one I believe is being discontinued. I think that they are replacing it with the new Elves, and that this one is going bye-bye. They still have bottles right now, but I think that they're phasing this one out. That is what I heard, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up because I kept on coming back to that one as my like perfect, soft, clean, floral shampoo vibe fragrance. This one is a very elegant, fruity floral. I would say a grown-up fruity floral fragrance. The notes in here, it has a top note of strawberry, and when I initially smelled this, I did not go, ooh, strawberry whatsoever. I did notice that it was fruity, but now once I read the notes, I'm like, yes, you get this waft of a little bit of that strawberry, a fresh, real strawberry, not that synthetic kind of strawberry. Like it feels like farmer's market strawberry, where you get that waft of those berries kind of sitting in the sun, but in a good way. Then the middle notes are magnolia, asmanthus, and jasmine. And the asmanthus has that slight sort of apricot note to it, and then jasmine, I've just been loving jasmine. The combination of the magnolia and the asmanthus and jasmine, it definitely is a floral fragrance, but it is soft and it is clean. It's sort of soft spoken. That's what I would say. This isn't going to be a loud fragrance. I would say definitely this one would definitely be more like a standout. This one is going to be your fresh, clean, soft floral, understated, elegant. It's not going to scream. It is not going to wear you. And then in the base notes, it's got white musk. Again, the best way I can describe this is strawberry champagne with a clean shampoo note that is going to dry down as a soft musk, very light on the florals, very pleasing, very office appropriate, just a really nice like everyday scent. Like when in doubt, you just want to smell fresh and clean and pretty. I would say this is definitely a feminine leaning fragrance. I think it is beautiful. I would definitely reach for this Etoile Filante. So if you are like myself and you are attracted to fragrances that have that shampoo note in it, this will also make you smile. It's just a really beautiful, pleasant, everyday go-to. That's what I love about it. I also heard that if you like the smell of the Louis Vuitton store, like when you walk in, you get that Louis Vuitton DNA, kind of like that fresh, clean DNA, but also you are smelling some of those leather bags and such. That is what somebody said this smells like, the stores. I can see that resemblance a bit. So if you like the smell of Louis Vuitton stores, I would definitely get your nose on this. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is Stellar Times, and this again was a beautiful Christmas gift from a good friend. She fell in love with the scent and then sent it to her friend group. We all got one. It was very exciting. And this was a love at first sniff for me. There is something nostalgic about this perfume when I don't, there is something nostalgic about this perfume that I cannot quite put my finger on, but this one is from the Extrait line as well, so it has again this huge cloud trail that comes with it in a good way. So when I'm saying that, it's more that the longevity is going to be there. It is going to last all day long. Definitely on your clothes. It does have the same effect as Symphony. I find that Stellar Times is like your year-rounder. I am currently obsessed with Symphony, but it is summertime, so I am curious to know if I'm going to, love it as much as I do right now in the summer. But I could see myself definitely gravitating towards Stellar Times when the weather gets a little bit colder, because this one has notes of white amber. This definitely has more warmth to it. It has orange blossom and Peru balm. To my nose, this is a soft, warm, woody floral scent. It definitely has sort of this radiating warmth to it, but it also has that beautiful, fresh, effervescent, champagne touch that I love in Symphony as well. This one again is so well blended, and again there's this sort of simplicity to this fragrance that makes it kind of effortless and chic. And with this one there's sort of this clean, creamy warmth that is just going to kind of pull you in and make you want to wear it over and over again. So just another beautiful unisex fragrance. This one is another compliment getter, and I'm laughing at myself because it was such a generous gift that I felt like, ooh, I don't want to wear too much of this because, it's such a special perfume. And now I've kind of gotten over this because I just need to wear these perfumes, enjoy them. The beauty of Louis Vuitton perfumes is that you can actually go in store and have them refilled at a cheaper cost. Now, of course, I have never done that yet, but if you have, I would love to know, what the price is, how much cheaper it is. I do love that it sort of helps you pull the trigger on some of these more expensive ones and allows you to enjoy them a little bit more freely. Okay, then last but not least, as far as my collection, the one that I have a full bottle of is California Dream right here. Again, this was a beautiful gift, actually from the same friend who sent me Stellar Times, and I love this one. She had my initials engraved on this one, and admittedly I absolutely love the Eau Cologne line from Louis Vuitton. I literally want to collect all the bottles because I think they are so darn cute. I really love the sprayers of the Louis Vuitton fragrances. I know that sounds a little silly, but it makes a big difference, and I love this one. I have lived in California twice, and the whole lineup of the eau colognes from Louis Vuitton is almost like an ode to like a day in LA. Oh, so good. So this again is going to be a citrusy, fresh fragrance. The notes in this one are mandarin, ambrette, and benzoin. This is a perfect example of the Louis Vuitton citrus DNA. It opens up bright and citrusy. This one has this warmth coming from this like almost a little vanilla touch of the benzoin in here. And this one dries down to a soft, clean musk with a little bit of warmth from that benzoin in it. That's what I would say from this lineup. This one has that little touch of warmth to it. And I did read that this made me laugh. It said that if another 13 from Le Labo, you know how that has that clean musk that's sort of like you can't smell it, but you can. And then Creed's Aventus, if the two of those had a baby, that would be California Dream. I'm not quite getting that, but I will say yes, if you like both of those fragrances, I think you would love California Dream. This is an easygoing, joyful fragrance. It does kind of remind me of California. I like that whole lineup for that reason. It has that kind of wearing your white t-shirt, your favorite cut-off jeans or your jeans and your flip-flops. Very joyful, easygoing. You smell fresh and clean. And out of this lineup, I will tell you, this is one of the longer wearing ones. Just a really good citrusy, clean musk fragrance. Love it. And of course, I think the bottles are absolutely stunning as well. Now within that lineup, I thought I would just go ahead and quickly kind of walk you through. I have a couple samples. I have the new Sun Song that I talked about the other day. I also have a sample of Afternoon Swim as well as Pacific Chill. Those are two that I am intrigued by, keeping in mind that I do love the citrus DNA of Louis Vuitton perfumes, but you do wonder how many do you need of those. I do have to tell you that my room smells incredible right now. I'm just smelling all of the Louis Vuittons, but we are going to start with Afternoon Swim. Once the summer hits, this is always something that I'm like, ooh, I bet I would wear that every single day. So part of the reason I love this one is that it definitely opens up, like it's very much like orange, okay? So for the citrus that I'm smelling right off the bat, I am thinking of like I just cut open a really juicy orange. So the key notes here are bergamot, mandarin, and orange. This also has that note of ginger, and then it's on a base of ambergris. And this perfume literally takes me to the pool. Like it's a very hot day and you are wanting to cut through the heat. This would smell freaking incredible with that opening, with all of that yummy, juicy orangeness is what I would say. So I get a lot of orange in here. I like this little bit of spice, and I swear that I am actually smelling a teeny bit of chlorine from the pool, but I say that in a good way, like they captured how you would feel kind of refreshed after an afternoon swim. You have taken yourself out of the water, you are cooled off, and you're eating a cold, fresh orange. You are in your bathing suit, so you definitely smell a little touch of either that ocean water or the pool water here. To me, I swear, I'm getting a little touch of chlorine here, but not in a bad way. This is one that I really want to get, but I'm going to be honest, every time I sample this, I feel like it just disappears on my skin. I don't know if I go nose blind to it, but it's one where I'm like, ooh, do I want to spend that much money on this orange citrusy perfume that disappears in a few hours? That is the question. Other than that, I have to tell you, it smells freaking incredible. Absolutely love Afternoon Swim. If you are watching this and you own it, let me know, is this something that I should just go ahead and pick up? Because it is just really capturing that for me. It feels like summer and I love it. Okay, the next sample I have is Pacific Chill. This is another one that I have gone in and I've smelled a few different times and I can't decide if it is a me fragrance. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this one to me smells like fruit salad with mint in it. And that could turn off somebody, but this is a fruity, minty, kind of delicious summer scent. I know this sounds funny, but it smells like kiwi to me. I don't think there's a note of kiwi in here, but like when I first spray this out, I think of like the greenness from a kiwi, if that makes sense. And kiwi has a little bit of that sweetness to it, so this definitely has this opening of just like pure on, like there's a fruit salad sitting there with fresh mint, like somebody has been making that and then they're adding in a squeeze of some sort of lemon or lime and then they put a little bit of mint in it. Smells so good. Okay, let me give you the notes real quick. This has black currant. I definitely am smelling the black currant, and then it is enhanced by the notes of cedar, lemon, definitely have some citrus in here, a combination of coriander seeds and ambrette, basil, peppermint, and orange, creating an invigorating impact. This is a very fun and lively scent. Like it's definitely invigorating and again, very fruity. I definitely am smelling like fruit salad, but not in a bad way or a gross way. But yes, you need to like fruity notes. Pacific Chill is definitely sweeter. You definitely need to love fruity fragrances. And I will say that this one is longer lasting compared to Afternoon Swim. A lot longer lasting. Now, I will say on the dry down of Pacific Chill, I am definitely getting a little bit of that same fruity shampoo vibe that I get from Etoile. This one is like strawberry champagne shampoo, but it's just like very low sugar, if that makes sense. Like that one is not so sweet, whereas Pacific Chill is sweeter, fruitier, definitely has that sort of slight shampoo element as well, but I say that in a positive way. This one is definitely zesty and it does put a smile on my face. So let me know if you have tried Pacific Chill, what your thoughts are. And then last but not least, I have the Sun Song sample, and this is the new released version, that is 2025 version, and this is another citrusy fragrance. It is also a happy, joyful, like it is summer in a bottle. That's how I would describe it. It has top notes of lemon and petitgrain, and then it's got the middle notes of orange blossom and neroli. I definitely get the neroli in this fragrance, and then a base note of musk. So as the bottle looks, this is a burst of sunshine. It is a happy-go-lucky summer scent. I love the neroli note in here. This opens up bright and clean and alluring, very much joyful. The light florals in here, that neroli and orange blossom in here, I think adds a little bit. It's perfectly unisex, but I would say if you're somebody who wants just a little bit more feminine leaning, but I definitely get that kind of delicate, clean neroli note, the little touch of orange blossom, and then it's got that clean musk that it's going to dry down to. This is fresh and luminous and elegant. I definitely love Sun Song. Basically, I fell in love with Symphony and there was no way I was buying both of them because they are both sort of citrusy fragrances and Symphony was my number one. So I would say if I had never smelled Symphony, I would have been absolutely thrilled with Sun Song. I would have been wearing that nonstop and been happy as a clam. But since I did get my nose on Symphony and just like it felt like a very me fragrance, it just was something that I could not get off my mind. that is like my number one. But I will say that entire Eau Cologne line is beautiful. Let me know if you want me to do a review just on those. I do have City of Stars sample. That one was a little bit more powdery, I would say. This is just off the top of my mind. On the beach, sort of had that sunscreen vibe, but not in a bad way, but definitely felt like I was on the beach and had a little bit of that sunscreeny vibe to it. And let me see if I'm missing any other ones. Actually not, but as I'm looking at these beautiful bottles, I can see why people would love to collect all 5 of them. I did hear that they were gonna release the cactus one again. I think that one was like the very herbal green one. I heard that might be next. We shall see. But this is my current collection of Louis Vuitton perfumes. As always, I love to hear from you. Which ones do you own? What are your favorites? Which ones do I need to get my nose on? I'm definitely having a little fun with the Louis Vuitton perfumes and just cannot seem to get enough of Symphony. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back with another video soon.